Soundtrack to the love we make. Let your love flow and shower us. Let your love flow and shower us.
Alright, let's see. Peace and love, peace and love. Hope everybody feeling alright. I'm on my way to work. This morning I've been up early. And just been gathering my thoughts and preparing myself for today. And so this morning, when my wife got up to go to work, the car was tripping. So I ended up having to just take her to work because it was just it was early in the morning for one, and I was just gonna wait until places opened up to go see what's going on with the car and what was that all about. I got an oil change 2 days ago on Tuesday, and I don't know, here we are Thursday. We drove it last night, Wednesday night. Everything was fine. But this morning, it was behaving in a fashion. So I just I took her to work, and I waited until I didn't wait until hours. I went ahead and texted my mechanic at a decent time. I didn't want to text him before 7 a.m. But I texted him to give me a call, and he ended up texting me back, which is cool, because I'm like that too. Sometimes I might not be able to talk, but I might be able to text. So I might text you, but that's another story for another day. But so anyway, I went ahead and hit my mechanic up to kind of let him know what it was, and like, man, I really need you to pull up, let's see what's going on. But he ended up texting me back and told me what to do. So I'm gonna do that shortly. So I decided to go ahead and come on to work and not work out, and then that way I can just be focused on that, getting that taken care of. So yeah, and it's crazy because yesterday I had some conversations. On Monday I had a conversation with the owner, the operator, and this was a different conversation. I mean, it wasn't though, but it was a different conversation. Before the conversation, I said a prayer, which is something I will honestly say I don't normally do. I know whenever we have a conversation, he always wants to start the conversation with prayer. A lot of times when we having a conversation, I'm like, we can pray, we can do whatever you want to do, but we finna talk about some truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I be more so before we talk. I normally be like, you know what I'm saying? Like a boxer, just, you know what I'm saying? I be just, getting ready for whatever about to go down. Like, and not necessarily saying that we would fight. I don't think it would ever possibly get that serious, because, you know, there is a level of respect there, and I mean, not only for each other, but I mean, definitely for ourselves. Like, I don't think it would ever be that, but I'm saying, I'm always preparing myself, you know, for an intense conversation, because I'm not one to get in a conversation, a real conversation, and like not say what I feel. So I'm knowing that if he and I are about to talk, that I'm gonna be truthful, and it might hurt what I'm about to say, but I'm saying it not to hurt you, but because somebody needs to say it. We need to know about ourselves. We need to know, y'all. Like, man, I ain't telling y'all what to do. I'm just speaking on my experiences. But we need to know. We need to know. It's important to know whether you decide to change it or not. It's important to know your impact on people, or the impact of certain behaviors or actions that you take, how it affects other people. A lot of us don't understand that. A lot of us don't understand that. So, you know, I'm grateful for people throughout my lifetime. People will bring me, you know, whether it's in a nice way or an ugly way, people will bring me sometimes ugly truths about myself, you know. And the thing is, I can always have the attitude of, who are you to tell me, you know, like, how can you tell me that I'm this or that, you know? Or I can say, man, that might not have felt good hearing that, or the way you said that, but, man, if I find truth in what you're saying, then it's like, you know, well, you know, like, I don't want anybody to just be lying to me. You know what I'm saying? I would rather people be honest with me. I would rather people bring me truth. So anyway, I had a good conversation Monday with the owner-operator. And but we talked for about an hour, and I say maybe like 40 minutes through, and I shared this with a couple people, so I'm not going to just dig into this part of it. But, you know, we talked for about an hour, but about 40 minutes in, I tapped out of the conversation. I had zoned out of the conversation, even though physically I was still having a conversation with him. Mentally, I was in another space, because I came to a realization in the midst of our conversation that the reality of the reality was, no matter what outcome we came to in the midst of that conversation, I realized something about myself and the person that I was speaking to. And I realized that whatever it was that I wanted to come out of that, whatever it was I wanted to see, whatever it was I wanted to hear, it was nothing about it that would immediately change my situation, or change what I'm dealing with, change what I'm feeling, change what I've been experiencing. Nothing about that conversation would change that. It's still going to require, after that conversation, me having to do something in order to bring about change. So I'm saying all this to say this. Yesterday I had a conversation, and I was sharing with some people about what I gained from the conversation with the operator, and whether or not he gained or learned or understood the message that I was conveying to him or attempting to share with him. There was something that I gained in the midst of that conversation that has now, pushed me, not pushed me, but pushed me, propelled me into a greater understanding of what I need to do in this time, right? And this has been an ongoing thing, because I think I made a video, I don't know what day it was, but it probably was the video right before this one, maybe, where I came to this new understanding. Like, it's been a little couple days here of like, wow, like now, with the elevation that came, now it's like my understanding of things now is like on a deeper level. So the understanding that I came to in talking to the operator was that, like I say, no matter what we talked about, I'm still going to be the one responsible for bringing about the change in my life. All right. Yesterday, I'm telling people about that. And in sharing that, I ended up having a conversation last night with my brother in New York. And so in that conversation, we're talking, and it's interesting because those same things are kind of being brought up in a way, like in sharing what I gained. And in that conversation, in that moment, what was the understanding? It's like it ties some things together for the both of us to understand about our separate lives, but how we're connected and intertwined because of our experiences, and understanding how your experiences can help one another. And I was trying to share with him and what he was dealing with, that man, all is well, everything gonna be okay, because you were chosen for this. And so everything that you went through, everything that you've gone through, was to strengthen you and prepare you for what we're facing now, the problems and situations and things that we're facing now. But what we're being able to see now is that we've grown in our understanding, we've elevated, we've matured to a space that now we're not reacting the same way we used to react. We're not as emotional about things as we once were. We're not speaking certain things about people anymore. We're not getting angry or defeated about where we are right now. We may not always know what's next, or what's the next move, or how it's going to look on the other side, but there are so many things that we've been able to grow and learn from in our experiences. So saying all that, I know this was saying long, but I was trying not to rush to the point. That was last night, and I was sharing with how life is. It's like, if we continue to wait for things to be perfect and smooth and calm for us to make moves, man, we may never get to make moves, because life has a way of always presenting us with some form of obstacle or adversity or challenge or trial, because this is a testing ground. This is where we come to test ourselves, and this won't be for everybody, because everybody ain't trying to hear all that, and everybody not trying to see this as a test. And this could be my opinion, right? That this is a test. That could be my opinion. It doesn't have to be your belief. But trials come to make us strong. So no matter what we're going through, no matter how it feels, no matter what it looks like on the surface, we oftentimes find that later on we are able to see the value that the trial had. Not that we enjoy going through it, the pain of going through it, but it was what we found on the other side of that pain that was so rewarding, that made the trial worthwhile. So all that being said, I shared with my wife yesterday that she got some raving reviews on her candles. Like I've been, helping her to kind of push some of these candles that she has, and everybody that's been getting the candles has been just like, wow, man, these candles are, so I was sharing with her. I had actually filmed some people raving about the candles, and I was trying to like listen to everything they say to remember to tell her, but I thought to record it at one moment, so I recorded them so she could just hear them and what they were saying in that moment. And it was all natural. It wasn't like I pushed them or asked them to do it. This was just them talking about enjoying the scents. And I shared that with her, and that was like an inspiring moment, motivating moment. And to have all of that, to then this morning the car wanted to trip. And it's like, come on now. Don't trip. Don't trip. Like, come on now. Come on now. You acting like we ain't moving right now. We ain't headed in the right direction right now. You acting like we ain't out here doing what we're supposed to be doing right now. And you tripping. I mean, I done got your oil changed now. I already got you tuned up a couple months ago. I think I made a video about that. It was thankful that I had it, or grateful that I had it. One of the two, thankful or grateful that I had it. But man, boy, was I grateful and thankful that I had it, because when I got that tune up, man, they had quoted me one price and they sent me a bill for another price. That's in the past, but it's like, the car, in my mind, I feel like it should be running pretty good. So for it to do that this morning, it's like, come on, bro. We in too good of a space for this, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm telling the car don't trip, but at the same time, I'm sitting with myself this morning. I'm just in thought, like just waiting for 7 o'clock to come so I can send this text message. And I'm just kind of sitting in space, and I'm just like, man, timing is crazy, but I could just be defeated about this, and I don't even know what's going on yet. Definitely no need to be thinking the worst possible scenario. Don't trip. The car, whatever needs to be done to the car will be done to the car. It will be fixed. It will be operational. It ain't to trip. I'm prepared for this now. I remember the time that, man, this would be almost life-ending for me. Like, I know times of just feeling like just one thing after another, man. Oh, man, I just can't take it. I know about that feeling, and I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that I now have an understanding, or a level of understanding that will allow me not to just panic and give up or be discouraged in this time in trying to figure out what's going on with this car. It would change my whole mood back in the day. My whole vibe would be off. I have attitudes and everything and be mean to people because I'm depressed and discouraged about it being a problem that's gonna cost money. I don't like to spend money on stuff that wasn't on my plan. It wasn't on my schedule. If it wasn't in my scheduled expenses, this would really have me in a panic, in a fight or flight, uneasy, unsettled, can't sleep. But I'm not allowing that to be the case this time. This time I'm telling myself, don't trip. Don't trip. When I had that talk with my operator, when I prayed that prayer before, I prayed the prayer that I prayed. I didn't share this earlier, but let me tell you what I prayed. I prayed that in my conversation with him, that I would be able to remain calm the entire conversation. I prayed for that, and I was able to do that. I was able to talk to him without getting hyped up, without feeling like I gotta get a point across, without having to give him the serious eyes that I give when I'm really trying to get you to understand me. I didn't have to take it to any of those levels, and it was easier for me to do it because I prayed beforehand, for me to be able to be calm. Don't trip. I don't have to do that no more. I don't have to experience life in that manner no more. I don't. Everything doesn't have to get me to those places and feelings no more. They don't. And I'm grateful for that. I'm thankful for that. And I just wanted to share that with y'all. Maybe it all tied together, maybe it didn't. I went a lot of places. I talked about a lot of things. But my point was, and even in talking to my bro from New York, it's like some of the things that he's bothered by, I understand. Things that he's overwhelmed, or not overwhelmed, he didn't use that word, so I'm not speaking this on him. These are not his exact words, but things that he feels put him in a place of stress, or what's going on, what do I need to do, what steps do I need to take. Don't trip. Don't trip. Don't panic. Don't freeze up. Don't give up. Don't stop. Don't turn back. Don't get nervous. That's our history. That's the way we've always handled things. Let's find new ways. Let's not respond and react. Let's remain calm. Don't trip. Don't trip. And that's been kind of like my motivation this morning, is like, because this morning I was bothered that my wife wasn't able to drive to work. It was like, man. But like I say, I went and just sat with myself after I took her to work. It wasn't quite 7 yet, so I just was sitting and I was just in thought. I'm like, we're not in that space no more. Look, if whatever is going on with the car, we're going to just find out what's going on with the car, and we're going to, whatever they say that it costs, we're just going to pay the cost and get it fixed. We're not going to stress and worry about it. That's a note to self. That's the feeling, that's the vibes I'm in. But I'm sharing that only because I'm saying I'm transparent in these videos. I'm telling y'all exactly what's happening, the real, what's going on, how I'm dealing with it. If it's helpful to you, you're more than welcome to try it for yourself. You might fine-tune it and make it fit and sauce it the way that you sauce it. This may just serve as a blueprint, an idea, an example of how you can do it. You might try my idea and you might perfect my idea, or you might twist it and shape it and make it fit your life, and you are more than welcome to do so. I'm just sharing information as I gain it, and the understandings that I gain, I try to explain them in a fashion that you can understand, and hopefully they can be of some use or assistance in your life. So don't trip. Don't trip. Don't trip. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. I believe that. And I refuse to go backwards in my thinking to where I start to believe that things won't be all right. Everything gonna be all right. Don't trip. Peace and love, y'all.